Guten Tag, and welcome to Tinker, Tailor, Solar Fry, the Let's Try program here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and I'm your host for this evening, and this is the second time I'm going through this spiel, but this time, I hopefully will get some reaction from y'all in the chat there. Folks, we're back, and we are back working on our Wave Corporation's Space Settlement O'Neill Colony model, and it's a beauty. If you remember from last time, we got it all cleaned up, assembled, and I had it sitting on my shelf, and I thought, well, you know what? That looks good. We should make it look better. So I did, and it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this anymore. What it looks like is, if you saw a tweet. This got myself a Mr. Neko Note, or if you're pronouncing things correctly, Mr. Neko Note station, which if I'm reading my Japanese correctly means Mr. Cat's Paw station. Probably because it has the cardboard in here, which the cats like to, I'm sure, scratch at, but certainly not because of these things, because these are alligator clips, and to call them a cat's paw would be an incorrect thing indeed. That said, yeah, what I've done is I took it apart and then covered it in a bunch of Tamiya Color TS13 clear. It's a clear coat, and I'm not sure if you can see. I mean, we might as well just jump right to the working station here, so you can get the cameras in here. Things got a lot glossier and a lot nicer once you hit that with 3 to 4 coats of clear coat. So it looks nice. It looks white. It's brand new. This is a brand new space colony. Fresh and titanium white because it's covered in titanium oxide because they used all the titanium on the moon to make it or something. I don't know. But what we want to do is we want to, if you can pull up the model thing here. We want to make it nice and look like it's had a bunch of orbital dust settle on the surface. And for that, we're going to need some things. Specifically, we're going to need paint brushes, and we're going to need some wash. And we're going to use the wash I bought for a previous project, which is Army Painter's Quick Shade Dark Tone Wash. Other washes are in fact available, but we'll use what I've got on hand. And so the idea is just to, we're just going to brush these up a bit here with a wash to really dirty the whole thing up. But that's not all we're going to do, because what we have to do on top of that is get the stickers on board. Because we've got all these little stickers for the round ring. We've got these mirror stickers for the mirrors, and we've got these interior stickers for the interior of the colony. And we need to get those on place before we can finish this thing up. And the finishing is going to be, we've already done, as I said, the TS13 clear flat or clear glossy. We've got TS80 flat clear to go on top of it to give it a little bit more of a matte finish and really make this whole thing just pop on the shelf. Pat Bear, thank you. I completely forgot that this was actually Gundam Day. Jeez. For those not aware of Gundam Day, the original Gundam was designated the RX-78 is a model number. Therefore, July 8th makes it Gundam Day. Yesterday was Gun Tank Day for those counting along at home. So let's continue with that. Rackham frackham. People who have not been, or who are not part of the fandom, or who are not watching the show with y'all, have been asking me if anyone's made a colony drop comment yet, and I believe you are the first one for today. Let us see here. You're building Lego, Pat, because you make your own rules? Well, damn it. Good on you for Lego. So yeah, we've got to get those on. We've got to then once everything else is done, and I do mean everything else is done, then we're going to have to reassemble it all together. That said, so we'd used this piece last time, I believe, as a... Did we use this piece? Or did we use... we must have used a different piece than this as our test shot for adding the clear coat. And the clear coat, as you can see, does add just a bit of whitening to it. That's the clear, non-flat clear. I did also hit a piece of test plastic today with the clear flat. And yes, as I've now discovered, we can absolutely not cover any of these clear parts with either of these finalized top coats. So one thing I did want to do before we get too far in was I kind of wanted to take a to make a test piece to see how how a piece of plastic holds up to stickers, and with how the clear coat holds up to those stickers as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small piece of sticker out of here with my trusty, one of my many trusty knives. Why do I have this many blades on the table right now? We'll use the model building Olfa. And so is there any particular reason for all the tinier varnishes for this chunk? So my first time doing a good model, and I wanted to make this up nice. I went to the store and said, here's what I'm planning on doing, failing to mention that I was working with clear pieces, but I did mention stickers. And they said, yeah, what you want to do is you want to hit it with a few coats of the clear varnish, then put your wash on, and then hit it with the flat. And then that will make things all nice. So yeah, let's just slice out a bit of this sticker here. I don't know about that much. That should be enough to test it out. And then we're just going to lift that sheet there. Goodbye, sticker. Flip that open. And let's apply this now on the back of this piece of rail here. So just like any other sticker would do. And now what we're going to do is, because this is an extra piece, we're going to snip some bits off. Here, nippers. So let's just clip there, and I don't know, here. And let's take this out. I'm going to take this quickly outside to spray it down with the clear coat, and just so we know what we're getting into when the stickers actually hit. So I'm going to be right back here. We're just going to hit it a couple times while we're out on the balcony here. Ooh, that was way too close. All right. So long as you don't hit it too close, it looks like it does just fine. Whoops. For stickers. It's not going to cause any issues, it looks like. But we'll let that dry as we go along here. Because we've got to get the wash on first. Because that's what we're here for. Okay. I got crazing the plastic may mean it's also dissolved the adhesive on the stickers before it dries. Again, that's why we've got our test piece here. All right, let's throw it down here. Heard tell of people just keep putting floor polish on in their airbrush. For this chunk, yes, I've been doing research on these things, and I believe you're talking about Pledge Future is the floor polish you want to use specifically on an airbrush, but who knows? More likely to clog the airbrush. Well, good thing I don't have an airbrush yet. We'll see how much I enjoy doing this, which is to say, so far, not a zero amount. All right. Let's get our station prepared here. I'll lay down some plastic just to protect my board here. And I guess let's start with getting our washes all in order. Let's start with this. Well, let's start by getting our wash out. I'm going to use this little thing here. It's a tea canister that I've repurposed for washings. The only thing I've ever used wash style so far has been a X-Wing movement templates. PMavers sent a set of those the high quality or the premium movement templates, or as they call them in the hobby, the train tracks, and they look really nice once they've been washed up. I haven't. I really should hit them with a clear coat as well afterwards now. But unfortunately, the movers that moved my stuff decided to break a single Rubbermaid box, and that allowed the number 2 turn template to just disappear. I think it was number 2, might be number 1 turn template. Either way, I'm missing 1 turn, and it's really pissing me off because they're not an easy thing to. Well, I mean, you still get the cardboard templates, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're gonna go 10 drops there. And let's get out a brush, something with a bit of... How do you get into brushes these days? Ah, there's the entrance hole. Let's use the tiny one just to start with here. And honestly, I'm thinking I'm going to start with this piece here, this unused piece, or actually even just a bit of rail on the Wave Corporation to see what it looks like here. So let's give it a try. Yeah, I'm sure there are better brushes available, but honestly, for a wash, I don't think I need anything better than the basest from the dollar store. Ooh, wow. So that's really dark, but that's definitely going to give us the sort of color that we want out of it. And of course, that's going to be a bit of a... There's going to be some blotchiness, so we're probably going to want to do a second coat too. But I think that's going to look good. Okay, let's start with one of the pieces that we know is going to be on here. You've been using Gundam markers for a half year, but absolutely love them. It makes the cheaper kits come alive. Yeah, no, they're really good. You know what? Let me see if I can just thin this down with just a drop or 2 of water. Come on. There we go. Wash needs thinning. It should work with capillary action. Well, you know, let's add another drop of water. I think you're right. I think you're honestly right. Okay, let's see what it does to the words back in space. See, that's actually a nicer gray right there. A lot easier to get. Yeah, that's definitely, I prefer that. Yeah. Just be very slow, I think, too. Okay. Well, they do work, but not as easy as oil washes. Well, okay. I mean, let's start thinking about painting parts now. What's number 1 gonna be here? I mean, let's start with one of our end caps, shall we? Seems like a good place to be. Gotta make sure I'm on camera here too. Okay, get the extra off the brush. Hope the hell you're doing things okay. Start at the top and work our way down, I guess. Ooh, this is starting to really... Just look at it wake up all the lines there. Don't know how it's coming across on camera. Oh no, it's coming across on camera. Like, the difference is night and day. Literally there. Who is number 1? Well, Richard's, I think you are number 6, aren't you? Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to start getting... I'm definitely not ready to start getting into oils because I've just barely started doing this. This is the second thing I've ever washed. This is the first kit I've ever painted. So, you know, let's start baby steps, friends. But good God, this is going to be a hell of a kit. Majel Barrett was number 1. Yes, and Riker, but also what's their name in Discovery / Brave New Worlds? Who's playing number 1 for that? Because I'm liking them. I think they're great. Neat. Yeah, it's a let's try program, so let's all try. God, this is gonna be a hell of a thing. Let's really make sure to move things around. Not too many dark spots. Really get it good and greasy, eh? Try to avoid bubbles. Didn't know you were meant to wash lollipops. If your lollipop has this much regular texturing on it, you may want to consider. You may want to reconsider your suck. Now that's something we could add to the quote database. Reconsider your suck. Good advice. Or bad advice. I don't know. It's advice. Okay. Gonna be a lot of okays this particular stream, I think, because that's what I say when I'm not sure what to say, but I feel need to vocalize something. Oh, I'm very pleased with this so far. This is not going to be a high impact stream, shall we say. Just enough to work that around there. And then hopefully we'll be able to have things dry by the time it's time to put stickers on, which will still be this particular stream, is the hope. All right. Okay, anything I think I do more will just be gilding this lily. So let's throw that back on the Neko Note. Just as a quick comparison, in case you were wondering what this is actually doing, this is the this is the change. Yes, this is an acrylic wash. Oh, that's so touch up the top of the dome. So this up here is just some putty that I'm using to stick it to attach it to the stick. Although I might just want to grab that side there and just hit it a couple bit times more. I want to avoid brush strokes, but I definitely don't want to have any completely bare areas. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, so that bit right there is going to be is a hole. Oh, the lip has a little pulling away. Okay, let's just, I mean, just go right up to the edge there. Perfect. Okay. And let's go right around the edge of the outside, because that's gonna be a connection point. I don't know. Well, that may have been a mistake. Nope, no mistakes. Only happy accidents is what I'm led to believe, because I'm not a big Bob Ross dude. Okay, let's leave that at that. With polystyrene, it should be fine to use a hairdryer. Well, I don't have a hairdryer, but you can always hit that with the the solder rework station. Absolutely not. Well, I could see if Corey's got a hairdryer lying around somewhere. Ooh, time for. Just a little bit of beer there. Today's beer, by the way, is Category 12's Chromatic IPA, which weighs in at 7% and is as delicious as it is hazy. And it is, for those curious, hazy AF. Acrylics should dry in a few minutes, 250 degrees in the oven. Sure, okay. Yeah, all I need to do is make sure it's not really tacky to the touch, because I'm not going to be painting any of the surfaces that the stickers are actually going to be going on to, because that would be counterproductive. Also, I hazard to call this painting, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what the terminology is, because I'm a newbie to the hobby, despite having sat next to Cam literally dozens of times. I had a friend who used to say that well, I can't drive, but I've seen the procedure done dozens of times, and I kind of feel that way when it comes to model building and painting. Is that I sat next to Cam a few times. Well, he did it. Must be good. Well, don't worry. I have, you know what? I really should have made a point. I'm going to finish this one because it's, I'm pretty sure, a bad idea to stop a wash in the middle of it. But I should have started with the ones that I knew I was going to need to actually apply a sticker to, because this is not one of them. Not super likely to demolish a house's wall by making a mistake painting a model, though. Well, that's good. Not likely, but never challenge me. Never challenge me to destroy a house's wall by painting. So I've got to remain vigilant not to over do any of these sides, because I did that once with the train track rulers, and it was not pretty. That said, a little bit extra is not a bad idea. Black really just kind of makes things poppy. Painting with thermite might work. I mean, ooh. I mean, thermite, difficult to get difficult to suspend a thermite as a pigment, but could be fun. Gets right up to the edge there. All right. Move some around here from the bottom. clean up some of that excess, deposit it elsewhere where it's needed. Okay, I think that's a sick looking set of wash on that. Try not to, don't want to leave brush stroke marks, so I also don't want too much pooling in certain areas. Or too little in others. That seems good. And it seems to be in good... Ooh, should have done that there. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Those seem good. Well, actually, that seems good. And what I'm working on now, let's just... Yeah, let's run that off a bit there. Good, that seems nicer. Less variation. Okay, into the hole. All right, let's do one that we know we need to do something on now. And that's going to be this friend here. So we got these two pieces that are currently attached by the claw. The long arm of the claw. Let's keep them attached to the claw because the claw seems to be doing good work in terms of keeping them in a place where they need to be. And I can access everything. This is going to be a fun one. All right, let's continue on with the wash we've got. Let's just add some to the panel. I'm just going to be doing the outside and the edge of these because the inside of both of these types of panels, this one's going to be a the panel that is the one where people live, actual structure, and then the other side is a mirror panel. Good God, yes. Yeah, a little worried about the coloring on the flat areas because it seems to be a bit splotchy, but that's... No, it seems to be adhering pretty well once you actually give it some time to really... Oh God, look at those holes. You ever just paint holes? Try to get the edges too. Oh, wow. This is looking like a colony now, folks. Probably could have used a bigger brush. I think I need a bit more pigment in the in my paint well here too, actually, to TBH. So let's give it another 20 20 drops. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What we'll probably need. And then we'll just use our fingers to bring over some drops for thinning purposes. 2, 3, 5. That seems to be about the ratio I used last time. Triple the size of that brush. Well, I mean, hey, let's... why the heck not? Bingo. Big boy. Let's mix up that thinned paint. Get it on the brush. Oh, that's a good... Okay, let's see what that does. That's it. Just paint that on. Oh yeah, that, look at that just come alive. Thank you for the advice there, third floor. That was helpful into getting this all looking as good as it possibly could. I'm still going to use the small brush for the for these holes though, because that seemed to work really well last time. Getting into those small areas like that really. Oh, look at that. And then you're right, just to use the small end to tidy up the areas that need a bit of tidying. Keep it. What's the word? Keep it a lobster. There we go. Well, that's looking mighty fine, I would say. A lobster named Nancy? How could this be? Just a bit more. I'm happy with that side. I'm really happy with that side. Flip it around. And check the back. I mean, let's just get the edges again, just to make sure that we've got some consistent coverage. We don't want to get too much of the inside, because that's where everything lives in terms of stickers. Oh yeah, make sure to get right up to the corners here too, because those are going to show through as well. There we go. Okay, next side. Ah, Sarah Markov, that tells me that you don't currently own a property management company. Or don't play Yakuza 7. It's often I find the two go hand in hand. But all right, let's get it on, and by it I mean wash, and get I mean put. Actually, do those areas too. There's no reason not to. There's no reason to get the connection points as well. It'll only help the situation. That said, if a Jersey boy does require your assistance, I recommend it's probably best not to help the situation anyway, but you do what you need to do. Okay, this one's going to be grimy, but in a less fun way. It's all one big long mirror piece. Okay, let's get excess paint off there. Let's work on de-dripping that. Okay. Let's hit the small brush, see what that does. Oh, Hexy, you found the raincoat? Fantastic. I am glad to hear that you can now live your best Yakuza life. Or should I say, live life like a dragon. It's almost there. Just a little bit more up there on the edge. Ends are always a bit of a worry. Oh no! What have I done? What have I done? Well, I need to get my big brush back out. So why did that do that there? Why is there a drop in the middle? Oh well, just have to cover it up somehow. Or hope. But I don't know what's up with that bit there. Damn it. Oh, we just might have to make that the underside of the... because one of these fins goes on the bottom side. All right. This is not helping. I'm not helping as it dries. So let's just get a bit more on there and leave it alone. Leave it the Apollonian. Small brush out. Just there we go. Hope to hell. You know, that's not the cleanest, but again, this whole thing is not the cleanest. Backside, unpleasant. But that's fine. This is all going to be okay. All right, next up. Let's get another wing in place here. This one is going to be both panel pieces, so that's no split diopters here. Richards, yeah, generally you don't want your mirrors to be grimy, but the inside is the mirror portion. The outside can remain as grimy as it wants to be. Just like my clips are going to be. Oh, I'm going to be so happy with painting these little hole marks. Honestly, these bring me more joy than they honestly should. There we go. And again, over here. Oops, let's get our finger under there too. Ooh, that's too much. Too much. Or is it? It is too much. It is very much too much. Let's see, get our other brush in there and maybe... There we go. Just push it out. There we go. And the other side. Get our fingers in place. Too much there. little bit more. There we go. Oh, paint's a magical thing, isn't it? Don't forget the edges of the teeth. Whoop, whoop. Okay, now just down the middles. Third floor draft. I might do multiple coats on this just based on whether or not it starts pooling in the way I don't like. But honestly, I've also done multiple coats on the train track rangefinders and found it got a bit dark. So we're doing a fairly significant thin to this wash as it is. So we'll see what they come out looking like when they dry. Bissell DM, I am hella enjoying this build. This process has got me feeling the urge to do more of these, and the dangerous urge of like, well, I mean, an airbrush isn't that expensive. Then it gives me an excuse to have an air compressor. And I'm like, no more tools that you don't use all the time, Ian. And until we get a fume extractor hood put together at the moon base, I don't think we need a communal one there either. TBH. But that said, I do have other kits that are going to need a few other kits. I don't have many other kits sitting around, but I've got some kits that are ready to they're ready to get put together. I mean, there's no secret in there. I've got one Machine Krieger kit, which desperately trying to get Cam into Machine Krieger. I think Alex might also be a good a fan if they knew about it. Can't believe that Machine Krieger is getting some form of a animated release at some point. I heard it was in production. That's amazing. Oh yeah, no, Dogma. I'm well aware of expensing tools for use on this show. And I don't honestly even think that that's a frivolous use of the tax benefit, because I do this show quite often. Once every 2 weeks, in fact. And on top of that, I think about this show and work on things for this show outside of the show. So yeah, there's plenty. Noticing that Abyssal DM says I got an MG Master Grade Sinaju Stein and super stoked to put together. That sounds like fun. Let me know if it has any problems with the waist like the original one does. I can't remember which one it is that friend of the show, Jordan, put together on stream, but he hated his Sinaju. Might have been, I don't know if it was the Stein though, but God, I love the Sinaju in white. It really really pops. I mean, I like most of my mobile suits in white, TBH. I like my cars in white. I was originally my first car I ever bought was the Mazda 3. And I wanted it in white because I wanted to add sticker pinstriping to give it panel lining and try to make it look like a Gundam GP03 Dendrobium. Specifically the Stamen unit. Because I'm a nerd that way. But never, well, first of all, they didn't have any manual versions in white. So I was forced to go with red and never got around to making the Sinaju version of it. But, or I guess I could have gone with GP04 Physalis specifically for that car, but I didn't. Oh yeah, no, this GP03 is. There's a reason the GP03 was the first Gundam Gunpla kit I ever put together, and why it is the it was the first Gunpla kit put on the Loading Ready Live set. That said, gotta give Graham what's the opposite of props? I mean, gotta give him props for when we were putting together the design documents for that set. He did have a Gundam on one of the shelves as a, like, I know, Ian, that you're going to put a Gundam here, and I think that's a great idea. Unfortunately, he put some sort of strike freedom bullshit, or I don't know. It was something non-universal century, so I was like, thanks. Yeah, alternate century timelines. I went to the store and asked the man what you wanted, and he says this is the one that you wanted of Gundams. Let's have a look at that. So there's a couple points here I just want to touch up, which look like they don't have anything on them. This side seems mostly good. Just a few spotty bits, but honestly, spotty bits aren't really a problem. We just pretend that those are meteor strike areas, right? Right. Oh, see, third floor draft, Warhammer's a tough one for me because I don't want to learn another game, but it looks like it's probably going to happen at some point. But that said, oh right, we already have a piece we're going to paint here. That said, I also do play a tabletop game that has minis that do come painted, and actually quite well painted, but honestly I want to do some X-Wing conversions. Right. So when you finish the space colony, do you start on the scale model of Australia? Alchemist, Merlin, things are not to scale. Also, a scale drop or a scale model of Australia, that size would probably be bigger than most rooms in my apartment. So we're going to say no. That said, this seems like a good time for us to take a short break. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to be back with more Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry in just a few minutes. Don't go away, he said as he pulls his keyboard out smoothly. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, where we are in the process of applying a dark wash to various pieces of this O'Neill colony model. And we're going to continue doing that because no stopping the train for this. So we want to get them done such that we can apply stickers. We can finish this model. So let's just start by you know what? Let's just get all goopy on this one. Let's just go nice and quickly down the line. Apply an even amount. Come back for more. Whee! My hands aren't steady. I'm going to concentrate on that middle area because that's the super flat stuff that will just ruin your day if you let it dry. This is... God, I wish I could do a straight line. Let's see if we can get that small brush in there for purposes of really just cleaning it up. There we go. Now we're starting to see progress. Whew. You gotta be relatively quick. Otherwise you end up with those splotches. All right, let's get that, just a bit more there. We were washing a model to make it look dirty? Correct. Words have meanings. There we go. That's a nice even coat. But we also want it to get into the line areas. So let's add just a bit more there. There we go. That's starting to really start to show the line differences. Okay, and then let's still spotting. Be very, very gentle with it. Start at one end and go all the way to the other. Yeah, I'm less happy with these particular ones, but these mirror panels, I guess you could say. That one's not bad, but it's not great. This one looks a little bit better. The one that we're working on right now. I think that's about as good as we're going to get it, to be honest. So let's not gild that lily. Flip it around. Could you dilute it a bit to avoid spotting? Nudie branch, that's the thing. I feel like what we want to do is the opposite of diluting. The spotting seems to be, like, we've already diluted the wash pretty significantly. Would diluting it more be a, I mean, there's an easy way to tell. We can just add more paint, but okay, I worry that the lack of pigment is... The lack of pigment on a very thin wash already, on a extremely smooth surface, thanks to the addition of the top coats, makes me think that it might not adhere, period. But what do I know? Surface tension. Thank you, that Iris. That's the word I'm looking for. And I feel like we've already gotten past the issue of being able to hold these globs of paint together. That we might already be too faint. Jet dry, you say? I've got some jet dry. I don't know how much I'd want to put in. That said, I think we're doing pretty good on this one. But I'm sorely tempted to go. I mean, we're now. This is the final panel. But I am sorely tempted to just step over to the kitchen and grab some. Ah! You'll want to look up the formula on making your own wash before you do that. Good call. Well, there goes that temptation. Thank you, though. Okay, let's use that paint. So it seems to be coming together. Again, small imperfections in the wash are not going to be a huge deal breaker. We're doing this specifically to make it look dirty because it's in space, and space is filthy. Okay. I think that's, you know what? Is that even with the other one? I mean, the other one's got some, as we said before, splotches on it, but that's pretty even, I'd say. Even Steven for those two parts. So let's not gild this lily. I am enjoying this, though. This is quite pleasant. Okay, so that's almost all of our sticker-based parts. Let's continue painting. Ooh, this is also sticker-based, but is, I want to say, high difficulty sticker-based. But this needs a wash as well, so we need to, let's give it a wash. Also, the stickers are going to be going in here along the ring, and then we're going to be putting a piece of clear plastic over top of that, is my intention. So let's brush this on as just go ham. I think here we might want to use the small brush too. Let's be honest. Let's check it out. Oh, this is going to be the toughest one, I think. Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to need to do each of these pieces individually. Otherwise, it's going to not look correct, I think. Oh, no. This, you know what I was saying about enjoying this? This is now getting close to the opposite of that, but also still looking hot as hell. Yeah, these are definitely not brand new colonies. Or at least not this. This one is definitely not a brand new colony. Oy, oy, oy. And then we've got plastic love stuck in our heads again. Don't worry. Do 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 do. Something about the discotheque. ProZD did the best video a long time ago on singing J-pop tunes when you don't know the full song or the full language. Snow halation. Nut branch. No, there is no further painting to be done other than a top coat. So we could get aggressive with the wash, but we're not set up to do that. And honestly, I think applying a light wash is working out for us mostly. This is the part that this is the only part that so far it hasn't. Oh. Oh, yeah, we got the backside to do too. I completely forgot about that. Good lord. It's like it never ends. Well, thankfully, we can just very carefully apply. Oh, we need to get the front too. This is not going to be... I'm going to hold it by the center until I'm ready to put it down. Paint washing, you're never done. Trademark. Woof, that feels about right at this point. Thankfully, this part is, it's just a ring, so it's less fiddly in terms of what it needs to look like. As long as it's relatively even all the way around, I'm going to be happy. But getting to that stage, whew, I mean, thank goodness there's no stickers to be put on here on any of the painted bits. That said, it's still going to take its own ass time drying, I'm sure. I think we're just about ready for another load of wash in the receptacle too, to be honest. All right, next one up. We're almost halfway done this piece. Keep noticing pieces that have either too much paint or not enough paint on them, and so I'm like, just dab it in. God, one of these sides is going to be dry by the time we get around to the other side, I think. I need to learn better technique here. I think I'm starting to pick up on it. That you're not actually brushing it on. You're just kind of allowing the brush to contact the area. Please contact the area. For information about washing your O'Neill colony, please contact the area. Area code 250-773-7284. Please do not call this number. I don't know who it belongs to. This has been your telephone service announcement. Goodbye. We're going to get you arrested. Honestly, it's been a while since I've gotten a get you arrested robocall, but I was going to say I miss them, but no, I don't. I don't miss random robocalls. They're the worst. God, I even set up my workspace today to be more conducive to lazy working, and I'm not even doing it right. Trying to hold things to where the camera was 2 weeks ago. I guess you could say I'm not caught up on Fortnite. Please don't say that. All right, I need a sip of beer. Okay, we're just over halfway done now on this piece, which leaves just a couple of pieces that actually don't have stickers on them once we're done. So at that point, it's just a matter of checking to see what our tackiness is like, and if we can move on to sticker step. Which I think we can, to be honest, but... This ring is really coming together. Please do not make comments about my ring on the internet. Ah. Go on better. Don't look at my hands. I honestly think we need a bit more pigment. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Staple sister, I am not. Come on, one more drop. There we go. All right. I really wished Ring of Gundam ended up being a thing, but then eventually kind of evolved into G-Reco. I enjoyed G-Reco, and it is still one of my favorite Gundam series. And I consider it to be UC Gundam, even if most people don't, but I think Tomino would. But also, I don't think Tomino considers the concept of UC Gundam at all anyway, so... This is Gundam that he's made, and, well, that's it, folks. Oh, that said, because people are probably wondering, and, I mean, I don't even know if you are or not, but it's not going to come up on Pat's anime roundup because it wasn't one of my picks. But I did recently watch Hathaway's Flash, or as it's being called commercially, Gundam Hathaway. And it was fantastic. If you are at all considering, I think it's on Netflix. If you're interested in getting into Gundam and you want to start like in a modern spot, you really don't need to know anything about Gundam to get into Gundam Hathaway, the movie. It's the first of a 3-part trilogy. It takes place after Char's counterattack, for those who know and care, but for those who don't, it doesn't matter. There's just this guy named Hathaway. And anything else that you need to know is explained in camera. Manai, I don't know. Is your wife big into mobile suits? Because quite frankly, there aren't a lot of mobile suits in Gundam Hathaway. It's actually really good. It feels modern. It feels relevant today because it talks a lot about. As in most things in Gundam, it's more about geopolitical power struggles between those in power and those who don't have power. And there's also cool robots. It's holding the oh yeah, no, I guess this does make it into a peace sign. Good job. Peace. Here are the third, I want to say, or maybe 5th opening for My Hero Academia. It's a good song. Look it up. It's a good show. Watch it. I still think My Hero Academia might be doing it might be doing as good, if not better, hero stories than the MCU in terms of visual entertainment. Like, I know as much about a lot of My Hero Academia characters as I do about X-Men characters that have been around since the 50s. And I love so many of them. Oh, Mount Lady. All right, we may be done with this piece. Not a high bar, says Ledrisk. I mean, so this is why I specify the MCU in that regard, because they're doing caped heroes, basically costumed heroes. But they're definitely doing, despite the fact that the show takes place in Japan, it's a much more Western idea of what heroes are in terms of costume superpowered heroes. Like, I don't know about the dub because I don't watch dubs, because I like my media, I like to watch my media how it was intended to be seen for the initial audience. Which is also why I don't watch a lot of Netflix stuff that is co-produced. But are you just watching or keeping up with the chapters as it come up? And I know I started watching the series, so I haven't picked up the manga yet. Kind of the opposite with what I've done with One Piece, where I started reading it and then this kind of fell off because it just didn't have the time to keep reading it, because I wanted to read it before I watched the anime. And JoJo, which I am reading the manga after I watch each. Or at least trying to read the manga after I watch each television series, because I really like, they do such a good job with the TV series in JoJo that I'm basically fine with having them be my canonical voice in my head. That said, it was an interesting thing that they pointed out, someone on Twitter pointed out to me, jumping back to Gundam Hathaway. So Hathaway's Flash was a novel that was written a long time ago, I think in the mid-90s, I want to say, by Tomino, creator of the Gundam franchise, as one of the continuation of the Gundam Universal Century story. But that means that much like other beloved non-animated Gundam franchise like Crossbone Gundam and a few others. They ended up in games like the Super Robot Wars series of games, but they had theme music that had to be originally composed. And it actually had some kind of cool music, but it never made it into the movie version because you get a director and a composer that want to put their own spin on things and have their own way of how this particular franchise is supposed to sound. And it's a shame because it was a good theme song, but I'm not sure what my point is there. The point is trying to think of one medium as canonical is dangerous, I think is what I'm trying to say here. Because you never know how it's going to be used and perceived by other people who get to play with that property. That said, I'm pretty sure if you tried to make a Godzilla series without using the main Godzilla theme, you're probably not going to make much money. This is looking good. This is looking very good so far. Oh, the novel was way back in 91, before F91 and Victory. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to look into that. I also kind of want to read Belchgora's Children, which was apparently partially what the movie was, or what Hathaway's Flash is based on as well, or is a connective tissue between Hathaway and Char's Counterattack. Char's Counterattack being something that did make it into a visual representation. Belchgora's Children did not. And I having now having now watched the Ideon and getting into Zabungle, and I'm starting to understand the kill 'em all phase issues. That said, the Ideon is fantastic, and everyone should watch the Ideon. And anyone who's, not everyone should watch the Ideon, but a lot of people should. People who are interested in media should watch the Ideon. It's if people who are interested in Tomino should watch the Ideon. Oh, good, thank you, Belchgora's Children is just a novelization of CCA with extra meat. Good to know. Keep understanding that there's stuff there that makes CCA, Char's Counterattack, make more sense, but my novel reading time is severely condensed these days. Oh god, this looks so good. This looks like a colony ring now. Just look at that. Space. All right, a couple more pieces here to do before we start looking at stickers. So these ones are interesting because these are the insides of the colonies. So I'm just going to give these a slight wash here too because they need to be made dirty looking. These are apparently the mountain ranges that are a common feature of the O'Neill colony, so I suppose we can make them look as gray as well. Thank you, John Log, for noticing. I was disappointed that no one noticed that when I pulled it out during my introduction to the empty space during one of their previous episodes of Loading Radio Live. Okay, this I'm okay with showing a bit of white on because it's, again, they're supposed to be mountain regions, so I mean, there can be a bit of snow there, right? Right. Ooh, no, that's just my head. That's not helping anyone. Nigoki, I don't disagree with you at all on that assessment of Tomino. That the guy needs the guy is best when he's working with other people. What really interests me is reading all these accounts of people who work on his novels, and basically everyone says the man writes novels the way that most people storyboard. That he really does a good job breaking down scenes within his novels in a way that's well, that's really filmable. But that can also mean that he's not exactly the best writer when it comes to writing things to be read. All right, gonna do just the edge of this too here because I know this might be visible around the edges here. So let's just hit. This back part is absolutely not visible when the model is constructed, so we won't worry too much about that. I don't think we're getting to final assembly today. And obviously we're not going to be, spritzing this 4 times on the Neko Note station. So we're going to have to either show this off in its completed form in a future episode or deal with my Twitter as a final resting place for images of this particular build. Okay, that looks good to me. I like the inside of that. That definitely, I mean, if the light when the light catches it, it's got a nice cover to it. Please ignore Garzy's wing. No problems there, Nigoki. I think of the films or the novels I was looking to read were, just the Char's or the. I'm just gonna call it Char's counterattack and Hathaway's Flash. But even then, by directing combat and war pieces, I could experience catharsis and successfully avoid committing murder in real life. In this sense, I'm really grateful for that because I'm conscious that I had such homicidal traits, to be honest. Yoshiyuki Tomino of the Kill 'Em All reputation. Yeah, the more I learned about the guy, and the fact that his father had dealings with some of the worst war criminals of World War II, and not pleasant and admiring ones either. This was a man who also was not happy about being a part of the war effort, or that his family was. But interesting guy. Like, interesting to see his take on the war. And when you compare that with people like, not Mizoguchi. Why am I blanking on Takahata? Isao Takahata, director of Grave of the Fireflies, and Miyazaki for that matter as well. It really puts their it really makes for an interesting watch to see what sort of how they choose to not portray but proselytize an anti-war message. Yeah, honestly, most of my favorite Ghibli films are not Miyazaki films, and my favorite Miyazaki films aren't Ghibli films, except for, of course, The Wind Rises. But I've got special reasons for that. Honestly, I'm waiting for the book that does a compare and contrast of the Brat Pack of Hollywood against the major directors in Japanese animation from the early 70s on through today. All right. I think we're just about done adding color to this piece, which we are done now. Ooh, we should probably just give that a bit of a brush in there. That seems good. I want to bring this one back out. Ooh. Missed some spots in the back of that. Ooh. Not good, but I want to just work around some of the excess that's gotten in there. There we go. Gives it a nice look. And I can't believe I missed some back bits on here. Touch that up. There we go. Now that looks pretty even. And by even, I mean dirty and terrible. Yes, give that spar a bit more of a coat. Front edges a bit more. Just basically anywhere I can see bare plastic. Hit it just a bit. All right. This is starting to really come together, folks. That's a wheel in space. Okay, one more piece we need to hit, and that's just this tiny little bit here. And just a brushy. Brushy. My favorite part about this is that it looks like we're not going to have, we're going to have very little waste pigment, which I'm always happy about. Probably don't need to brush the part that goes into the machine, but well, that's looking good too. Yep. There we go. Greebly, eh? Good greebles. Okay, let's have a look at our sticker has done. I'm just going to throw these. Actually, not going to throw anything anywhere yet. But let's have a look at our sticker. Oh, yes. That is... I'm quite happy with that. I can run my fingernail along the edge and have it not catch the sticker, which is exactly what I want. And it does have just that beautiful matte finish to it. So, yep. And the important thing is, can you see? Well, here, there we go. It is indeed reflective. You can tell by the way that it plays with the light there. Okay. Oh, good, 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 good. I mean, good. Which was the first piece? First piece we hit was this one. So let's see. Are we tacky? We are not tacky, which means these are safe. This one is at least is safe to handle, which means this one is safe to put some stickers on. So let's do that. Actually, you know what? This seems like a good time. It's a bit early, but that's okay. We're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to put these brushes into to wash, to soak, and then we're going to... Oh, Maricat, I love The Expanse so much. It's the closest thing we're going to get to a live-action Gundam. It's going to be good in North America. We're going to take that break. I'm going to soak the brushes, and we'll be back in 5 with more model building. We're going to get the stickers on, and then it's all going to be good. Don't go away. More Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry after this. Folks, welcome back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry, where we are in the midst of putting together the, well, not putting together, painting and a final assembly of the Wave Corporation's Space Settlement Kit. We are currently in the apply stickers phase because we've just finished the wash phase, and I think we're about to we're about to kind of start finalizing things here. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to put it all together because I still want to hit it with a nice Tamiya matte finish for that, but we do need to at least get the stickers on before we can do that, and maybe, you know, have a look at how things get covered. But we're now at that stage. So let's get out the sticker sheet and start applying. And I know that one of these friends goes on the inside of here. So let's get that started with, shall we? You know what? Let's not use our hands at all, because we've got these handy dandy tweezers here. This will avoid any sort of oil. Get a second set here too, so I can properly maneuver things. Whoop, whoop. All right. Let's see about getting this into position. Oh no. Okay. Ah! Oh no! Using hands is bad, but it allows for a more... I think I want to go all the way to the edge there. I should check that. Where does it start and end? Oh man, right at the edge of those things. Okay. So right at the edge here. Oh, spotty. Woo. And there we go. That's gonna look good. There's a bit of edges here, a bit of edge that's coming from the wash there, but I think that's fine. If need be, we can always go in there and clean that up with either a eraser or something. Yeah, stickers are not fun, and I don't like stickers, but these are pretty good stickers. Anyway, the backside looks great too. Now the mirror. These ones these ones are going to be even more kinky to get in there because they got this edge here with the 3 points. Oh god, these go right along the edge. Oh, I hate this. You really have to be right, perfectly aligned. But when you get it on, it's not quite right. No! Come back. Oh no, it's adhered. There's no peeling, there's no going back. Well, we didn't get it quite straight, but it's close. This is also our bad one, but that's a nice mirror. That's gonna look good-esque. Good-esque. I guess what we want to do is probably want to position the other side first. We'll just spray Windex under it. Lets you slide it around and evaporates from under it. Ooh, that seems like an advanced technique I don't know if I'm quite ready yet for. Let's go with our 2 pieces here. Are they also touchable? Yes, they are not currently tacky, nor are they moving around, because as we said before, we are aware of how these dry. Okay, let's try another one. There's 2. And these are just edge to edge. Uh-oh. Had to bend this one a bit. There we go. Sometimes I found you just need to pull stickers and stretch them in a certain way, and there's a little bit of wiggle room. Not bad, though. Not bad. Spray the adhesive side of the decal with Windex after or as you peel away the backing paper. Use a squeegee to squeeze out all the Windex and air bubbles from underneath the decal. Wipe away the excess Windex and let decals take a set. I mean, that's... yeah. If I could freehand paint better, I'd love to get one of these and do a custom job. Ooh, that's an interesting idea, Hollow. Like I would love to have a proper custom painted inner, but honestly, these are going on a lot better than I expected them to. And they look a lot better than I was expecting them to. So I think once we get them underneath the paint or underneath the the final surface layer, as it were, then it's going to be a real pretty one. Okay, so that's also this case. This one's going to need to bend. Ooh. In. And right to the edge there. What the heck? Oh, cool! I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a tiny, on the left-hand side there, the coats of varnish I have put on have created a small doorway, keeping that thing out there. Cool. And get an acrylic paint called Mirror that leaves a mirror finish as well. That's kind of cool. That said, I one of the things I love about these mirrored stickers is the lines on it, and that would be hella. I mean, you could probably put that into the mold itself, but it seems difficult to do on the production end of things. All right, more mirrors. Yeah, and stickers on cars are a thing that I'm not a big fan of, because I don't like what they do to the paint and how they wear off. Goro evidenced as much, Goro being my mini. I would love to be able to actually, honestly, get a Canadian or British Air Force Rondell properly painted into the paint, rather than just as a sticker. All right, let's hope this one is better. I gotta align with an, oh no, well, it's stuck now. Now it's just a matter of attempting to keep it on the edge line, and that's better. So again, still not quite up to the edge there, which makes me a little upset. We could probably sand that down, but that seems like a dangerous thing to try doing. But it looks good. Let's try doing it opposite side this time. Starting at that edge and working our way back. We put canopies on utes, we apply protective clear tape to the tailgate to protect them. Ah, yep, nope, that's that's rad stuff. I've honestly also considered not wrapping the Mini, because that'd be a hell of a car to wrap. But I honestly think that wrapping vinyl-wise is a great way to do interesting designy stuff to one's car. And definitely a more affordable way to do it. Okay. These stickers have a high amount of foil in them, and the way I can tell that is how easily it keeps a bend in it when you're trying to bend this thing for use. All right, get in there. Sorry, I'm going to have my head over top for purposes of good alignment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A lot of lateral force there you could not see being applied by me, but whew, that one got in there pretty nicely, I'd say. Again, not exactly perfect. I really would have loved to have had it there, but stickers, man, what are you gonna do? They're not great. Okay, I mean, just I'm kind of want to see about dry fitting some of this just to see how it's going to look. And I'm going to do that because these pieces are dry now, which means said dry fitting can occur. This putty. I bought bad putty, or rather I used putty that was several hundred years old. So I'm going to need to clean it out. Oh God, oh God. That's terrible. Which is unfortunate because I'm going to need to re-putty this to reassemble, but we might as well get used to it, right? Right. Okay. Whew. A lot of unpleasant stuff in there. Ow, ow, ow. All right. We won't worry. Oh, there we go. That one's a lot easier to get out. This one we'll probably need to do the sticky thing again. Go. And out it comes. Okay, let's do just a little bit of reassembly. Let's grab the window pieces. Now, I should mention, last time we reassembled, we had some issues with fitting, and I kind of figured it all out. And now I've forgotten it again. But I believe all of a certain type of side needs to go with a certain type of side and vice versa. Because, aha, here we are. You can see that the holes line up on that side with the wedge there, or rather, sorry, this way. There's a cutout in there, and there's a wedge in the top there, and that's how they come together. So the top corners, wedge on that side, no wedge that side. All right, let's see if we can do a quick assembly just for, again, dry fit. Just to see how it looks. I mean, honestly, it's all dry fit because there's no glue in this, but just to get an idea of how it's going to look when I get it together. And then let's put one of the caps on. Okay, yep, perfect. So the cap's going to come over the edge like that. Again, good and gray. And we're going to have the window piece. And then there's the decal inside. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Now deassemble, because we're not final yet. We still have to hit these things with some paint later. But there's still a little bit of, still a wee bit, the old, where's my final window? There's the final window. Stickers to get in here, and we might as well get them in because this piece is also now properly untacky. Just want to double check the manual here to see what it's saying. So they want clear pieces in first. Well, let's see. Because we've got these little stickers here that go into these little holes. And I believe they're supposed to alternate. I mean, it can alternate them. Doesn't really necessarily matter. They're their own. Let's see about getting them in there, though. Because this feels like this might be an issue. Nope. No issue. They're just going to be the most difficult thing to get in. All right, let's get that off the nekonote, the cat's paw. And let's adjust our angle. Oh, my apologies, Americat. This is actually, what you're looking at is Army Painter Quick Shade Dark Tone. Other washes are available, but this is super, definitely a super wet wash. Okay, oh, I think I know how to do this now. I think what we're going to want to do is push that in, and then push this in. And that is absolutely not what we want to do. Well, or do we? Because that definitely doesn't look flat. Oh, although that's right. We were told that the, or we weren't told, but we know that the mirrored surfaces weren't good underneath the thing. Let's just see one here and see how it looks underneath. And if it doesn't look good, then we'll just have to put these on afterwards. Wait, no, that's just the sticker. That's not the thing. Darn it. Well, I'm wondering what to do here. I think what we're going to want to do is put these stickers on top of these pieces. You consider puttying in there to have a smooth surface. Yeah, that's not going to be worthwhile, Hollow, unfortunately. I don't think. So my thought process was that we would put the stickers in, then how many do we have of them? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Means we have just enough stickers to do all of them. Yeah, my thought was going to be to put the stickers down, spray everything, and then put these clear pieces on top as sort of a final assembly, but I think we're just going to want to probably put them over top. I want to see if I can get that out of there and just do one on top. Which means I'm going to need a tiny toothpick to extract that, hopefully. Well, okay, that came out, kind of. Let's see if we can get that back onto the sheet, or actually just right onto the bare release sheet, and we'll give it a roll to flatten it out. Yeah, I think we're going to get those in there and then top coat them, and then, well, like I said, we'll do one. We'll do one to figure it out, and then we'll see what we want to do. Where are my non-god Here are my non-god nippers. Where are my non-god nippers that aren't these nippers? I don't know. Oh, they're up my desk, that's why. Well, let's just use these ones. They're fine. One. God, these are tiny and terrible. Let's give it a little bit of sand. Same thing on the other side. Just a bit, just enough to round it off. Good. My non-god nippers are flush cuts because work is tax deductible. That's good. Do we have a way to adhere the sticker to the inside of the clear piece? No, we do not, unfortunately. Not without any sort of adhesive. So let's go with, I don't know, this piece right here. And it just pushes in. And actually, you can't see that it's mirrored at all. We're using that piece right there. There's no difference. Honestly, we could really just... There's my tweezers. This is a tweezering one. I think we could get away with putting the plastic in, placing the stickers, and then going ahead and giving it the old spray down. Where did that toothpick go? Aha, there it is. Like, the instructions specify paints to use as well, but honestly, given the finish quality that we got off of the final finish on this test piece, I think that's going to be fine. I actually think that's honestly better than fine. That's going to be great. What paint would you use here? Well, they specify specifically H6,6 green and H2,2 buraco. So there you go. Now I think we can definitely put the little plastic pieces in there. And you know what? We've got some extra time, so why the heck not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Because we're not going to be doing much else today in terms of assembly. But this is the sort of assembly we can do on stream. I honestly don't even know if we're going to need to sand these edges. I need to see about putting one in there without sanding it and see if it goes in. Discotheque. You absolutely need to sand these pieces down. I don't. Gotta use the curve pattern on your sanding technique. Oh, and then you get it in sideways. Then you try and jam it in. It doesn't want to go. So you gotta get your X-Acto knife and very carefully pry it out. and thank the gods that it landed somewhere you could see when it lands. There we go. That gets in there nicely. Flat. And then we're just going to give this one a little sand. Curved sand. Stand these pieces. I don't know if there's any piece that I would stand of any particular build of any sort. Other than the Apple II ROM. I will stand the Apple II ROM. Steve Wozniak worked way too hard on that too. Not stand that piece of equipment. What I hate most about what I'm doing right now is how much skin oil I'm exposing these pieces to with my filthy, filthy hands. Filthy. But thankfully these nippers are doing a fairly bang-up job. Just to say they're not banging it up too badly. Heyo. There we go. Round it out. It's kind of fun because they're so clear and so small, they're difficult to tell when you've got them in, or which hole you've got them in, and whether or not you've got them straight. That said, it's always great to be back at the nippers. Spiders are working fast. Yeah, honestly, I actually have to hold it at an angle to see the reflection of the pieces that are in there. Yeah, honestly, I think sticker plus top coat's gonna really be the right option here for me. And why is it right for me? It's because I haven't done any other painting other than a wash on this, but that's okay. How's our time looking? Oh, plenty of time to get this done. Got that in on an angle. That's no good. Get the blade out. All right. Right in there. Good, good. A small dry brush would go a long way. Do you mean on this particular kit? I have not ever done a dry brushing before. I'm not entirely sure what would be involved. Oh, to highlight the tips, just light gray. I mean, there's nothing that says I can't do that after the fact, too, is there? Ah! Uh-oh. One fell out. And one is off angle. Now I'm questioning everything. Everything. Yep, that's not there. That goes. You go here. And you go in the other direction. No, why aren't you going in? Do you need a bit more sand, or do you need less sand? No, you just need more pressure. It looks like. Ah! Wait a minute, now I'm missing 2. No, no. No, I was just trying to push this into the wrong hole. Well, that tells me a lot about what's going on here. There we go. Choose an empty hole. Everything's fine. Bob your uncle, etc., etc. That's one clear runner done. Now just 2 left to go. Okay, dry brush catches the upper area. Thank you, actually, Hollow, for giving me what I would consider to be like reasoning behind why dry brushing. Like a lot of the problems with model building you get is here's what to do, and just do it. And I would like, honestly, I'd like sometimes I just like just a bit more theory. Just a bit more. Okay, I'm okay with doing things, but I like to know why. Which is, I think, why I've been really bad at religion. Snip, snip. There we go. I am 6 months into a paint every day New Year's resolution. Jesus Christ! Well, that's congratulations, Hollow, on keeping that up this far. But so here's the thing: as I said, I'm not going to throw the top coat on this right away, but maybe I will look into this dry brushing. If y'all are big on the dry brushing. Oh, Hollow, I do not doubt that there is a significant improvement from day 1 to day half a year. Turns out when you, I was going to say when you do something every day for a while, but no. When you do something mindfully every day for a while, which is to say you actually take in learning, learn from your mistakes, learn new techniques. Yeah, not hard to get good at something. That said, putting in the time is an achievement of itself. So I say not hard to get good at something by practicing every day. Taking the time to practice and do every day and learn in between. Big ups on that. I wish I had the... So we always say I wish I had the time. What I wish I had was the lack of responsibilities and the lack of other interests to be able to devote the time to that sort of a pursuit. But yeah. Some days it's just airbrushing on primer. I mean, that's... I don't discount that as a skill in and of itself. Airbrushing on primer, knowing what kind of primer to use, knowing how to airbrush on the primer, like, it's still practice. I mean, God, when I went out to do the test hit on this sticker, it took me a second to remember, oh yeah, don't just get that can right up against it. Go back 10 to 12 inches. Give the paint some space to disperse. And also not form air bubbles, which it did before I wiped it off and sprayed it again because I did it bad the first time. Good. Whew. And whoop. Okay, a little bit of that. A little bit of that. That said, I have now gotten over my... Oh, whoops. I was going to say I gotten over my fear of painting models, or of not doing it good enough, because it isn't that difficult to do it in a okay manner. What I'm learning here. So I've definitely got something I'm going to need to try. You know what? I might just get it out here before the end of the show and show it off to you late stairs, because you deserve something special, don't you? Okay, some of these bits don't necessarily want to stay, which means I'm going to need to get the sticker on them to get them to stick in place so that we can then use the power of the next layer to get them to stick in place. I think I just lost 2 pieces here. Okay, you know what? Let's just put those down. Okay, we've got one more segment to go here. Just... Oh yeah, no, the wash has been... It is literally night and day, in my opinion, as to how much this wash is doing in terms of heavy lifting. Okay, missed one there. Sometimes I've just got to get the fingernail down inside to figure out if I've got something in the hole or not. Okay, and there we go, there's a missing one. Into your hole. No. Please enter the receptacle. Ah! More sanding needed. Receptacle? Receive my plug. Thank you. Okay, so now we are missing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoo! No! Lost pieces! Oh, sorry, hey Craft people, I was thinking of cleaning up a little scratches on my Veloster's plastic instrument cluster cover. Is using a high grit sandpaper a good idea? Not by itself. If you want crystal clear, yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of good answers here in the chat. It's going to be a multi-stage. If you want to get it crystal clear, it's going to be a multi-stage process. Like you're going to start with, you're going to start with some pretty heavy, not heavy duty, but high-grit sandpaper, then you're going to want to go higher, and then you're going to want to go with several polishing compounds. My honest to goodness advice is if you're absolutely dead set on doing this as a DIY project, get a headlight polishing set, because you're going to get you'll get the polishing compounds you need. That said, honestly, I would suggest find someone friendly within the Hyundai parts community, or get good at eBay or Alibaba and just find a replacement instrument cluster cover and just replace it. It is probably not worth your time or effort, because it's not ever going to get back to factory. That said, you're also you're probably also going to want to take it out of your car before you end up doing any of the polishing anyway, because it's absolutely going to be a wet polish for, if not one, at least several of your steps of polishing. And this is from someone speaking from experience polishing aluminum, which is to a mirror finish, which is honestly a lot easier than plastic, because that plastic you're going to want to be transparent, which is another level beyond simply mirror finishing. And having polished aluminum forks and a bunch of other pieces of aluminum trim on my Norton motorcycle, I don't like it. Honestly, if you want an upgrade, go and find yourself a person who can supply you, or see if you can find the CAD drawings for that particular instrument cluster, and get some glass. I like the concept of polishing, but the work involved be aware of the cost, time-wise. Sorry, my main my calculus these days has become a case of, is this something I can fix? How much time will it take me to fix it? How much money will it take me to fix it? Is there a chance I could break it beyond what it is currently broken? And if I do break it further than that, is there a way that either I can fix it or it can be fixed for a reasonable amount of money? John, like, I understand your feelings there on wanting to do DIY and then looking into, like, wait a minute. So, for example, my car, the Goro, the Austin Mini, it's got the headliner's intact and it's fine. It just looks a little bit dirty, so I could probably get it steam cleaned, but I also don't know if I trust people. So I was thinking, like, okay, well, how hard is it to replace a headliner? It's just a piece, like, it's just some metal caging and some fabric, right? Turns out that for an Austin Mini, to replace the headliner, you need to remove the entire windshield and the rubber gaskets that hold it in. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to replace the headliner just yet. Maybe that's something that I look into if I ever end up shattering that windshield. Whereas conversely, learning that I could just take out the seats with 2 bolts, like take them out of the car, and then, when I had when I had a growler of beer, just explode in my trunk. Just decided, what, we're just gonna shatter. Then I found out it's very easy to take the back seat out, and incredibly easy to get the carpet out. So I've been toying with the idea of going in and getting a complete paint job done on my car, and thinking to myself, like most of the money you spend on car paint jobs is work in terms of prep, which means removing a bunch of things from your car. And honestly, I could spend half a weekend just removing headlights and removing carpet and chair seats and trim and door cards, and actually get a decent indoor or inside paint job done as well. Oh, those good. Oh, damn, Hollow. Those look nice. That is a good sheen on that. What's your top coat? Although I have a sinking feeling that there is no top coat, and that's just straight up coat. In which case, mwah. The Meerkat. There was an interesting video I watched recently about a guy who was taking apart his BMW that he bought for track racing. And specifically trying to figure out, well, he was stripping it for track racing because they need to be stripped to have the person come in and apply their, or do the job of building the roll cage, welding the roll cage in. And I think they got like 200 and change kilograms of stuff out of the car in terms of like well, even the door cards couldn't come out because they weren't allowed to come out because they would cover the windows. But seats and dash panels, back shelves, soundproofing, getting the soundproofing out by just dumping in huge amounts of dry ice and then scraping it out. And it was amazing what he did for his 0 to 60 time too, and especially the braking time was an improvement. But yeah, there's in modern cars, not so much in the Mini. There's not a lot of excess stuff in the Mini, but Iris, I'm getting the feeling that I need to get myself an airbrush as well, or at least get access to one. And check your local Facebook/used listings. There, at least around here in Victoria, there's a number of used airbrushes that are just hanging around for low amounts of cash. And did I heck up? I don't think I hecked up, but I feel like I'm missing some. No. Okay, so I'm only missing one. Oh, yeah, and I haven't clipped it out yet. That's why. We're all good. We're all good. Oh, yeah, no. Honestly, again, getting an airbrush is partially also just me wanting to get a air compressor. Because I have always loved having an air... There's so much you can do with an air compressor. So many tools available to you. Who doesn't want to see an episode of Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry where Ian takes apart a vintage computer with an air impact drill as a screwdriver? Oh yeah, I mean there's infinite numbers of brushes out there available, but yeah, there's probably a few that are considered the good ones. Honestly, I should ask Alex and specifically Ken, to be honest, to see what he suggests is a good one. But I've been learning that yeah, learning on a cheap airbrush is a bad idea. Okay, good to know. But it's not difficult to clean them and keep them clean. Ultrafine needle. Okay. Oh. How am I going to do these stickers? Because they should go in a random pattern. Let's do second blue and then maybe a green, and then maybe I'll just ask which colors y'all like there. I am going to need that toothpick, though, for smoothing purposes. Johnalog, yeah, no, I feel you there. I transferred out of engineering, maybe a little prematurely in my youth, but school was also, I mean, it wasn't a mess, but it wasn't a great time. Not for schooling, at least. That said, honestly, I think that, you know what, I am veering out of my lane now. I think we're due for a reckoning in terms of what it means for post-secondary education and what's important and what's good. The trades are definitely in need of some boosting now, and they're definitely getting that in BC. Maybe I should have been an electrician. I don't know. As an engineer DIY will likely bring more joy. So many meetings. Yeah, honestly, I just don't... If there's one thing I've learned, it's don't get too... if you want to build stuff, do not get too caught up in degrees and certifications. Like, there's kids in garages that have built nuclear reactors and had the National Energy Commission show up. That's looking pretty good there, I'd actually like to say. Ooh, roll a die, odds blue, green even. That's a good idea, Chaos Treader. Let's do that. You were always salty, Iris, that you could either learn a lot in a college class or get a good grade. It's usually not both. Oof, yeah. Must be all okay, Bruner, but the latter generations wouldn't have been a bit better off if there was less. You got to go to college pushing in a lot more. Maybe go apprentice with the low HVAC guys. No, Minai, I'm with you there. I'm grabbing die. I'm still here. But education's a fun one. I think we as with so many things. Here Ian gets philosophical. like this idea that education matters, right? We should all be lifelong learners. And let's use a even-sided number die. We shouldn't be afraid of learning new things at all times, but tacking learning to economic growth, and the idea that what's wrong with a barista being able to make a good living wage? If they're a good barista, if they're a good mechanic, if you're a good electrician, if you're a good CEO, you should all have a good living wage. But this idea that people in control are the ones that get that reap the rewards is a bit weird to me. I honestly, if I'm going to surgery, or if I'm getting my drains unclogged, both of these are situations where I don't want the person to fuck up due to a lack of education. And I would like them to be able to know that we will reimburse them in a way that is commensurate with their abilities. 3. 5 is green and 6 is blue, so odds will now be green, and that means another green. Yep, no, that's... Can agree with that, Iris. But yeah, you're definitely getting... You're definitely getting a different kind of education from a university setting. And honestly, I think that should be. That academics is a different subset from practical application. And they should be. And they should be treated as such. We shouldn't necessarily be sending... Oops, I should roll this on screen. 6, blue. We shouldn't necessarily be sending people to university to get a job. You should be sending people to university to become researchers. And policy deciders. And there shouldn't be any sort of stigma attached to either or, monetary or otherwise, because it makes no sense. 3, that's a odd, that's a green. And honestly, I blame the media. There's nothing that says you can't be an auto mechanic and then go home and drink fine wine and enjoy Proust with a I don't know, the latest album from the Tokyo Incidents. That you can't be a worldly person and still be blue collar. It's Sir, I'm now just going back here, and Iris, you're saying I may have been chuffed by the Commodore Hustle episode with the mention of PID regulators. See, Kathleen played too much Persona 1. Yes, that was actually me, specifically mentioning, I was talking about the sous vide machine I made from scratch back before it was a big thing, out of a coffee urn and a PID regulator I bought off of eBay. I was like, okay, you know what? I need to Kathleen, you need a bit of technical information to know how this joke particularly runs. 8 is 6. But I do love when we get to do that. And that's an interesting one. So, like you say physics and engineering, instructional engineering. I mean, so there's a certain amount of physics that you really should understand if you're going to be a structural engineer. Like, you might, I probably want my structural engineers to know what happens when forces get applied and how forces get applied to things. But that said, do structural engineers need to know about quantum theory? Or even, well, I mean, that's probably more chemistry when we're getting to electron field, etc. But yeah, we there's a lot going on. And there's different levels too. Like there was my favorite course. Oh geez, I still don't have that in view. 4. Blue. My favorite course in university was still the history of physics. And only partially because it introduced me to the series Connections. But it was also fascinating to learn. Like it was not one of those courses that's really useful if you're specifically interested in cutting edge physics. But if you want to learn how science occurs and how it proceeds, okay, another 6. Jeez. And how it ties together. Like it was a fascinating course. And again, history of Japanese history with the right professor was again a better Japanese cultural study than I think most courses I could have taken in Japanese language. And definitely good for learning about cultural relevance in the past. Okay, here we go. 4, 4. 4 in a row. It's random. But if we get another one, I'm making it green. We can't have 5 in a row. I mean, we can have 5 in a row. We will absolutely have 5 in a row if the dice says so. 5 is a good number for this. Just looking aesthetically. Thinking out loud, like, does this look random? And 5 looks random. 6 starts to look a bit regular. 5 could be random. Well, 5 it is. 5 in a row. And then at that point, I think we're just going to have to alternate because we get a lot of greens right now. Or you know what? 5 in a row green, 5 in a row blue. We can do that. He walks it back and says random comes back. God! Okay, this is where artistic license comes into play and breaks randomness. Just want one green. these are really starting to shine. I'm not sure if you can see them from home, but it's a thin band. Put my hand underneath. There we go. It's popping, except for that one that I ruined. We'll never talk about the one just to the right of the dot again. Yeah, and because, as I said, we've done the test of the sticker underneath top coat, I am confident this is going to be okay. Sure, you know what? No, no, no. Double green. This needs to be. We need to go 3 greens at least. 3 greens is enough. Fixed by a drop of nail polish one day? I mean, it's like there's not really any sticker edge showing, so it's going to be fine. Once we get that top coat on, everything's going to look like it's part of the same thing. Or rather, so again, as I said before, this is the example of the top coat. This was one, not even a coat. I wouldn't even call that a coat. That was me going. So yeah, once we get 4 or so coats, and yes, I will be doing 4 or so coats on this, it's going to look good stuff. So Meerkat, my understanding is that these are supposed to be some sort of, I want to say, agricultural sort of things. Agricultural pods that are here to, this is where you grow some extra food. And so I guess the green ones maybe have more greenery in them, and the blue ones are where we do our aquaculture. Okay. Die. 6. Well, you know what? It's time for a blue. Time for a blue anyway. So maybe time for blue, green, green. Actually, you know what? Blue, green at this point. So everywhere else we don't have any sort of repeated colors. Enter Ian's head to figure out how he decides what colors go where. Green. Of course, things go a little faster when you can actually pre-decide things. There we go. What did I do there? How did I mess that up? Ugh. Ugh. Put me in sticker jail with Lisa Frank. Okay, blue, green, and we'll do another blue, green. We're getting very close to the end of this particular build. And we've actually also gone over time, so I'm going to say, I'm going to start the thank yous right away. Which is to say thank you so much everyone for watching today. This has been a lot of fun to do. I really love the episodes where I get to do something new and get to do something that's cool and something that turns out great. And I'm super happy to have you all here while I do that. Blue, green, blue, green. I'd like to mention that if you'd like to see more of what we do here at Loading Ready Run, you can check out loadingreadyrun.com/live. That's going to give you a link to our schedule, which will show you all the cool stuff that's going on this channel. The next thing, of course, being, I think, the Ham Jam. So if you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, we're going to be doing a big ol' Magic the Gathering thing tomorrow. Probably with this new AFR preset, which, by the way, can I just say, We're out of 3-letter acronyms. Please stop. When I start seeing people making critical race theory jokes on topics about cathode ray tubes, we've now run out. Please, let's all just use our words for once. Get a text expander, folks. If you can't type the whole word, get a text expander to do it for you. Yeah, it's another green here, because why not? I want to thank as well those of you who are currently watching over at youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. I mean, you're not watching here at youtube.com/loadingreadyrun because that's not where the show goes. But it does go at youtube.com/loadingreadylive. So that's where you can check out all of our streamed shows, the VODs. Go there when we're done with them. Or rather, when Heather's done with them. And they live there forever and ever and ever. And if you'd like to see more of our freemium content, check out loadingreadyrun.com. That's links there. YouTube/loadingreadyrun. Links there as well. And let's go blue, green, blue, green. Perfect, yes. Let's see here. If you are keen on contributing to our greater success, I would suggest you should head over to patreon.com. That is a service that we use, that you can use yourself as well, to contribute to us monthly and help us keep the lights on, allow us to do special projects and all the sorts of fun things we do here at Loading Ready Run. You can also become a member over at youtube.com/loadingreadyrun, where we let you, as members, ask us questions during our monthly Ask Lure streams. The most recent one has either just gone up or is about to go up soon. So get yourself in as a member, and you'll be ready for when we ask for questions very soon. And of course, you can subscribe here at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, where we do these streams. And we're quite happy to have those of you who are so generous as to contribute to us via your bits and your subs. And I have one sticker left, and then I'm going to read those out. Whoop. On. No, lift up with the... God, I should really get a fresh one of these toothpicks whenever it blunts out like this. Oh. Friends, that is not helpful. That is a hell of a ring that we have created here. Oops, that's a little bit fast. There you go. Check out all of our aquaculture. Okay, wow. I want to say good work, all of us, but I did most of the work here, so I'm going to take all the credit. Folks, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Tinker, Tailor, Solder Fry. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to get this coated up and put on my shelf, because it's going to look so sweet next to the other stuff I've got space-wise there. Ian's Hollis says, Ian, really quick, will you motorize this? I don't think so. Actually, it doesn't have enough room for motorization, and the base, like, there's no room for motorization in the base or in the model itself. And also, I don't think that the base allows it to spin freely anyway, so we're not motorizing this one. Though check back with me in the future for a possibility of LED lighting something in the future, because that could happen, because that's something I would really love to do. Friends, as I said, thanks for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here for this. Ooh, 3 hours and 15. Oh no, it's 3 hours total, because we lost that first 50 minutes because I did it twice. Gotta thank a bunch of you, though, for your generosity here, as is tradition, and also I don't know if it's legally binding, but we sure as heck do want to thank you as soon as I can use the button. I want to thank Bits19, not for their bits, but for their 60 months of subscription. Thank you so much. That's a lot. Hoktari comes in with 58 months. Thank you for your continued support on this channel. Lady Manticore 12 is here for 4 months. That's 1/3 of a year. Yes, my math checks out. Bestod is a 49-month subscriber. Thank you for your continued support on the channel. Roadhog123 comes in with 37. I don't know what all... I don't know that you're meant to wash lollipops, but, well, I'm going to try that. Raid 7. Subscribe for 35 months. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Roadhog, as well, for your continued support. The Green Monster 450 coming in at 52 months. That is a full year in weeks, but you subscribed in months, and that's a lot more. Kakurenbo 69. Brand new subscriber. Thank you for joining the channel. Hope you like what you see, and thanks for joining. Alchemist Merlin, subscribing for 75 months. Thank you for that continued support. Death Likes Cats cheered us with 100 bits. Thank you for those. Herisk has subscribed for 13 months, a baker's year. Oh, hey, forgot to catch the subnotice for this one. Gotta catch them all. Embrace chaos. Absolutely. Just crush that, crush that order. Anonymous Gifter gifted 5 subs to the channel. Thank you for sharing the love, and thank you for being a part of the channel. And thank you to Quatoria for their 11-month, one short of a sub-year. This was a lovely stream. It was for me as well. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And we will see you in 1 fortnight's time for another episode of Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry. I don't know what we're doing yet. I shouldn't look into that. Until then, as we say every time, ever forward, never learning. Take care.